Hi everyone and welcome back. Welcome to another really nice module. Okay. And what is this module? This module we are going to talk about SSO SAML and OIDC, right? So first of all, there will be many questions in your head. Why SSO? What is SSO? Why we need it? What is SSO SAML? What is SSO OIDC? What is this IDP, identity provider? What is service provider? Lots of questions. Okay, keep them in your head because I'm going to explain each and everything. SSO is everywhere. You might not notice it, but everywhere whenever you try to log into modern platforms, which has been built maybe after 2005 or 10, every built-in application has SSO enabled, even the B2B app or a SaaS app or any application which is a customer facing. I mean, mostly you will see SSO enabled only on those applications which are mostly B2B or the SaaS platform, because let's say I want to order food from Zomato and Swiggy. Obviously, I won't be doing SSO login for that, right? I will be just doing a simple username or mobile OTP or something like that. But when you are when you are building an application like a SaaS platform like Slack, Jira, or any kind of a service which you are providing to the multiple organizations. Let's say I am a part of an organization and we are using Slack in our enterprise, in our application. I don't want to have a separate login mechanism for the Slack. Obviously, I won't be doing login with the Google or GitHub or something like that. No. Once I logged in with my enterprise account, my Outlook account, my Microsoft account, or my Google Workspace account, I should be able to enter into Jira, Slack, Confluence, or any other HR portal, or any other finance portal, or any other transport portal, because the MNCs or enterprises have multiple these kind of portals to provide a service to their employees, internal or external, right? Or let's say I want to fill my time sheet, time reporting. I'm a contractor or a full-time employee. I need to log my time. So I don't need to log in multiple times. Once I log into my Microsoft account, which is provided by my organization, I should be able to log into my Slack, Jira, Confluence, timesheet, all these different portals. This is called single sign-on, right? It can be internal, and external is, let's say I build an application for B2B. I have sold that application to a customer. Then what that customer will ask to me, let's say I build any kind of a startup which is in e-commerce domain. I sold that e-commerce or GST software. I sold that to a B2B customer. Now, what that customer wants, that his employee do not want to log in into this application again because they already logged into their enterprise account. So this is where the SSO comes. This is really important aspect. What I will do is I will enable SSO in my application which I'm selling to the customer, and I should be able to integrate SSO so that their customer, after doing login to Microsoft account, they should be able to land into the landing page or the dashboard page of my application. This is what the IDP and service provider. So who is the identity provider? Identity provider is their Microsoft account. And who is the service provider? I am the service provider. I am providing my service to the customer. So yeah, this is going to be the long journey. This is just an introduction video. What is SSO single sign-on and why we really need it? And in real world, you see SSO happening everywhere, and that might be happening even before you have noticed it. Like, okay, you logged into only once in your system and you are able to use lots of enterprise applications without even doing login. That is single sign-on, and it is everywhere on the government platform, on the enterprise platform. So having knowledge of this thing is really must if you are in. Okay, so let's first talk about what is SSO, right? In simple terms, it's simple, like I already explained. You are tired of logging again and again across different applications, Slack, Zoom, Jira. And that's where saying SSO comes, because it is saving your time and effort. I cannot remember 10 different passwords, right? I even try to I always forget my passwords, which I already have. I always reset. So SSO comes for the rescue. SSO is an authentication process that allows user to access multiple applications with one set of login credentials. It is really simplifying lots of things for a developer or for a user. Think it like a single master key using which you can open multiple doors, right? Key components. In any SSO integrated platform, you will see three different terms. User, who is doing the action. Identity provider, like Okta, Auth0. And service provider like Slack, Google Workspace and all. Service provider like, okay, what type of service I'm going to access? Jira, Slack, these are service provider. IDP, identity provider. I'm doing a login with what kind of identity? Who is providing the identity? Let's say I'm doing SSO. I already logged into my Outlook account, Microsoft account, and I'm doing login to Slack. So Slack is a service provider and identity provider is my Microsoft account, because that is IDP that will provide identity to the Slack application that, okay, this user is already logged into the Outlook account, allow him to access the Slack on my behalf, right? So that is IDP and SP. Why SSO is important? I mean, in daily life, you won't see SSO much in the user facing applications, but when you see B2B or enterprise applications, SSO is really like must. It's used for easily onboarding, offboarding. I don't need to log in. I can onboard any new customer and its existing customer using SSO. One login for all the applications, reduce password fatigue. And if you are reducing the password fatigue, that means I just need to remember my Microsoft account and I can log in different applications. I don't need to deal with the two-factor authentications, passwords, master keys and all, right? Real world example, Outlook, SharePoint, Teams. Once I log in with Outlook, I'm able to log into the SharePoint, Teams. I mean, even the Microsoft apps also interlinked, right? Once you log in with the Google Gmail, you are able to log in with the Google Photos automatically. You can access Google Drive without doing login because you are already logged in to your Gmail account, which is like they are doing SSO. So in traditional login, you are actually using the password and every time. So what we are trying to explain, what is IDP, what is service provider, what is identity provider, and how all these things are connected. So these are the three building blocks in any SSO integration. So we will see, not theoretically, also like end user. Let's say I am using Auth0 for authentication. What all kind of SSO SAML integrations I can do with the enterprise applications, because my applications can be B2B or user facing. So let's take a look on to the coming sections. This is just a simple example I wanted to put. So we are on the same page and I can proceed further with the technical implementation. Let's say your company is using different SaaS tools, Slack, some procurement software, some time reporting software, which is also a SaaS, Google Workspace, Jira, Confluence, many tools, right? So you decided to implement SSO using Auth0. You bought Slack from the Slack. You bought Jira from the Jira. I mean Jira, the Atlassian, Confluence Atlassian. So what you will do? Atlassian, Jira, Slack will provide you a platform to onboard your Google account or your Microsoft account as IDP because they are service provider. You don't want to log in, just ask it. Maybe your IT team will be doing it. They will configure the Slack as a service provider and your authentication, your Microsoft account as an IDP. So you will be able to log in. Without SSO, you need to remember username, password for all these mechanisms. So with SSO, how it will really works. Employee open Slack. Slack redirect user to the IDP authentication. Now remember, here we are doing, you go to the Slack login screen and it will say login with SSO. Maybe you are entering your email or it will ask you to log in with your Microsoft account. There are different ways, but it will prompt you to the login screen of IDP, identity provider, which is your Microsoft account. You will enter email, password. If you are not logged into your Outlook account, which is like parent account, right? Email, password, Google login, Azure AD, Azure Active Directory or anything. Auth0 verifies the identity and sends the signed token back to the Slack. I mean, this is how we are doing with the Auth0, right? We are doing all these configurations on Auth0. Auth0 verifies the identity and send a signed token back to the Slack. Slack accepts the token and Slack says, okay, I got the user. This user is valid. Let him allow access to the platform seamlessly, right? So user login once. Auth0 is identity provider. And after that, you are able to log into Slack, Google, Jira, Confluence. Here, instead of Auth0, it can be your Microsoft account, Google Workspace account. Currently, for user management, I'm using Auth0. But let's say I'm working in a company. I don't have Auth0. I have Microsoft account. So I will log in once into Microsoft account, and I should be able to log into the Teams, Jira, Confluence, or any other application I have. But here, because we are going to have a demo with Auth0, we are going to create a web app that is using Auth0 for authentication, for user management. So who holds the identity? Auth0 manages the identity. So that is the identity provider. And who is service provider? Let's say I'm doing a login into some application. So that will become a service provider, because I'm using the credentials of my Auth0 username password to log in into the another application, let's say Confluence, Jira, or Google, right? What is the benefit? One login for everything. That's like you can say the global login. And how it looks in Auth0. In your enterprise, you don't have Microsoft or Google. You created a user account in the Auth0 for all the users, because Auth0 is IDP. It can be Microsoft, it can be Google Workspace. And what you are doing, your Auth0 is working as an IDP, and you can create a service provider. Service provider will be Jira, Slack, and all, and you will be able to log in, because that is the thing which we are going to play with. Because I can also do with the Azure account or Microsoft account, then I need to have an Azure, Google Workspace account and all. Let's keep it simple. I have my identity stored in the Auth0, maybe username, password, and once I log in into Auth0, I should be able to access all these third-party platforms. Okay. So this is what the theoretical aspect. Now let's take a look on to the technical aspect of it.